What is up, guys? Ninja Nick back with another round of this league challenge at ALA Tompkins TCG. It looks like these guys put their mats over the ALA Tompkins mat that I was told to use, so I apologize to ALA Tompkins TCG for that. I did not mind using their mat to advertise their store if I am recording at their store. It's only fair. But we have Alex, like we saw in the last round on the left, playing his Mew VMAX deck with the Fusion Strike energies, the Meloetta, the Ice Cube, and all that. And we see Alberto again, back from round 1 on the right, is playing the Ting-Lu EX Koraidon EX deck. It's a very interesting deck, and I'm not really sure how this matchup goes, because he can shut off the abilities of the Genesects with the Ting-Lus, but Alex can also prevent that ability from working with the Fusion Strike energies. And we are starting the timer right now. So we see them flip over their cards. We are going to start with a Mew here on the left. Looks like Alex won the coin flip. That's what he definitely wants to do because, again, Mew VMAX most of the time is attacking on their second turn and not their first. So they always prefer to go first. We see the Cram-O-Matic getting rid of the escape rope is flipping ahead so we can get an additional battle VIP pass off this turn. We already started with 3 Pokemon in play. Actually haven't played a battle VIP pass yet, but that is really good to start off with for Mew. Just getting a whole bunch of Pokemon in play. Even gets a Choice Belt, a Forest Seal Stone even. So he can just go double battle VIP pass if he wanted to here and then just draw a full 6. So he's just reading the Ting-Lu again. And I think he yells to the judge. He's like, can I use my Genesects if I have Fusion Strike energies on them? And then one of the players yelled yes. And then the judge was like, that was a question for me. But you're right. So thank you for saying it. I mean, it's great. I love all these guys. They're all great people. So we used that Cram-O-Matic to get the Battle VIP Pass. Almost forgot the Battle VIP Pass from the deck, but managed to go for it anyway. Uses the Genesect to draw without using the Forest Seal Stone. I love that because now we can save that Forest Seal Stone for the future when we might need it a little bit more. And get another Battle VIP Pass off. So getting that Oricorio down onto the bench. Again, another Pokemon that can just be shut down by the Ting-Lu. So I think I would have preferred to see another Mew V. Or maybe the Meloetta. I mean, the Meloetta is both good and bad because it allows you to use Melodious Echo, but it's a small HP Pokemon. So Alberto can move the damage around to be able to take that easy one prize knockout. So I'm not really sure what's the correct Pokemon to get there. If it's 4th Genesect or if it's 3rd. Mew V, but he might have prized a Mew V also, so the Oricorio is just fine. And he could, of course, put a Fusion Strike energy onto the Oricorio so that its ability can stay online. So we did attach a double turbo for turn to the bench, and we just passed the turn after using as many Genesects as we can. We see the escape rope here coming in from Alberto is just going to pivot between his 2 Ting-Lus. Forcing the other Mew V up, but Alberto should not be able to attack on turn 1. He needs 3 energies on either a Ting-Lu or a Koraidon in order to be able to take any attacks, or do any attacks rather. So that Mew being in the active spot is perfectly fine from Alex here. And we're going to see the Iono. Both players shuffle their hands, put them on the bottom, draw cards equal to their prize cards. So Alberto loving the mat too here. He's got a cat for his playmat. I should get a playmat of my cat. That would be cool. I want to touch the toe beans. It's cute. But we are going to battle VIP pass here. So I would assume maybe Koraidon Radiant Alakazam seems like the play most likely. Or the Squawkabilly. The Squawkabilly makes a lot more sense, actually, than the Radiant Alakazam. You could always get the Radiant Alakazam later. And the Squawkabilly allows you to discard your energy in order for use with the Koraidon. So if you guys saw the previous game where Alberto was on camera here, the Gutsy Pickaxe, he reveals the EXP share off the top of his deck, so just draws it. If that was a fighting energy, he would have been able to attach it. So unfortunate. I've only seen 1 Gutsy Pickaxe hit from him so far. We're going to attach the EXP share to the active Ting-Lu and then attach to the bench. I think it would have been fine to do it the other way as... No, I guess not the other way, because you want to protect the Ting-Lu on the bench and load that up with the Koraidon. So we are going to Ultra Ball. We do have 2 energy cards in the discard pile now. So I think now maybe you get the Radiant Alakazam. Either that or you get Hawlucha and you put 10 damage down onto each of the Genesects. I like that play a lot too. Because that will shut off their abilities since the Ting-Lu is in the active spot. Gotta try to limit as much as Mew can do here. Yep, so he's gonna bench that Hawlucha. So yeah, most likely just 10 damage to each Genesect to force them to get Fusion Strike energies on them in order to use their abilities. And yep, that's exactly where they go. And then we use the Koraidon's ability to put 2 fighting energies onto one of your Pokemon, which is that Ting-Lu. So that is a fully charged up Ting-Lu now. I think that the Koraidon really shouldn't end your turn. I think it should just get the 2 energies. I mean, Miraidon has access to Electric Generator, which can get you 2 energies for free just off of an item card, plus has access to the Flaffy. So in order to balance it out, I honestly think the Koraidon should just not end your turn. Or it should be an ability that only works once per Koraidon and only gets 1 energy. Then you could get 2 Koraidon out, use both of their abilities, and be able to attack turn 1 with a Ting-Lu. I think that would have been a more balanced way to do it as well. But I think it's just... I think Koraidon is just too overly nerfed by the way it was created. So we are going to attach a Fusion Strike energy to the Oricorio to try to limit the damage output of these Ting-Lus. I mean, the Ting-Lus are already doing 150 each, so I guess if you got 2 shot, you're already getting 3 shot by a Ting-Lu. Even if they boss boss around it to put it onto the bench, and then you do the last 20 to it. I'm not sure if I would agree with the Oricorio here, but maybe it's good and I just don't know the matchup, because that's entirely possible. I haven't really played any games, that many games against Ting-Lu. So it looks like we are going to use the Forest Seal Stone's Star Alchemy ability to boss up the Squawkabilly. Now we are out of the Ting-Lu lock. So now we can use those other 2 Genesects on the bench's abilities without too much of a hassle. So now we're going to use this Lost Vacuum here. We can Lost Stone one of the cards that's in our hand. Maybe get rid of our own Forest Seal Stone would be fine. Yeah, just so that we can thin our hand out and draw some more cards. You want to probably leave that Lost City in play so you can Lost Stone your opponent's Pokemon. I don't think it matters in this matchup, but might as well leave your stadium in play if you can. We're going to use our last Genesect to draw, looks like 1 more card, I think that was. Then we are going to Cram-O-Matic. So we've got to discard 1 item card from our hand. Looks like that's going to be an Ultra Ball, perfectly fine to get rid of here. You already have 2 Mew VMAX in play. Looks like we are going to flip Tails on that. It's a little unfortunate. And we still have 1 more Ultra Ball. Don't have access to any more Genesects for this turn, but we can just take the easy knockout on that Squawkabilly EX without too much of an issue right here. The thing with the Mew deck is, since he only has access to Choice Belt as one of his best damage modifiers, he's going to have to use Power Tablets specifically in order to knock out these Ting-Lus. So we might actually want to see a Melodious Echo with these Mew VMAXs on a future turn. To try to boost our damage output, get like the full 4 Fusion Strike energies in play, maybe put them onto all of the Genesects, and then, but you don't have the bench space for the Meloetta. So yeah, I think it would have been better to have the Meloetta over the Oricorio here, because then you have the option to 280 a Ting-Lu. But it looks like it wouldn't have mattered. Alberto just uses the boss's orders. He's going to try to get rid of the Fusion Strike energy that's in play and the damage reduction as well. And he can snipe to the other Genesect, shutting its ability off and taking this knockout. So yeah, if Alex wants to be able to take a knockout here, he's going to need, I think, two... Oh, wait, is it 240? Yeah, it's 240 on the Ting-Lu. But anyway. Either way, it is still going to be 2 power tablets to take a knockout here. So Alex is going to have to be very conservative with how he uses those. I think the Koraidon might actually be Psychic weak as well. So he might be able to boss that up and knock it out at some point fairly easily. But he is going to have to get through a Ting-Lu by using 2 power tablets in the same turn. So hopefully we can see a way to draw into that, which is going to be a little bit difficult if we don't have access to Genesects. But we do have a Fusion Strike energy in hand, so we can attach that to one of the Genesects to allow us to be able to use its ability here. So we will get at least 1 Genesect draw this turn. And if we draw our way into an Elisa Sparkle, we might be able to see all 3 of the Genesects attack, or use their abilities this turn, rather. Depends on how many fusion energy we're already through. So we are going to bench a Mew V. And yeah, we do have the Fusion Strike energy. So again, I think... Yeah, attach for turn to the Genesect? Unless we already attached that double turbo for turn. Oh yeah, because he retreated between the 2 Mew Vs. So he definitely just has to... looks like he's going to copy Max Miracle to do 110. That's perfectly fine. You can take, as I said before, at least 2 hits from a Ting-Lu. Gonna definitely be helpful here. So yeah, I think the Oricorio, in hindsight now that I'm thinking about it, it is correct, because if you have it and its ability is active, the Ting-Lu hits for 130, the second one hits for 130, that's 260. Even if they're moving damage with the Alakazam, you're just making it super hard on them. So looks like we are just seeing the attack with the Ting-Lu here into the Mew VMAX is going to do, it looks like 120 is what was put on there. That should be 150. Yeah, that should be 150. He only put 120 down there. But we are going to use our first Genesect's ability because it does have that Fusion Strike energy on it. We're going to attach a Force Seal Stone to our next Genesect and Cram-O-Matic. Cram-O-Matic we'll probably be looking for. Unfortunately, it's a Tails, but if we flipped heads, probably an Elisa Sparkle to get those other Genesects back online. But we can always retreat into the... no, we used... Yeah, this is correct. So we used Max Miracle last turn for 110, copying the other Mew VMAX, so we can use Cross Fusion Strike this turn. Cross Fusion Strike says you can't attack next turn. So if you copy Max Miracle, it's perfectly fine. We're going to see the Gutsy Pickaxe, again, not hit a fighting energy. You hate to see that. It's almost not worth playing the Gutsy Pickaxe in the deck, it seems, because I just don't see it hit ever. It's always just a draw 1. It might just be more worth it to play something else. Or just play a higher fighting energy count, I guess. We do see the boss's orders is coming out here. We are going to bring up one of the Genesects. Probably because it's hard to move. We're going to need to find a switch card, or you're going to have to burn a double turbo energy to retreat it. And then you can still keep spreading some damage counters around. Or no, I think maybe Alex does have a die in the middle of these 2 6s. I think maybe there is 2 here. 2 and then... No, there's not a third one there. Yeah, so how did he hit 120? Because he just put 2 down here. I don't know. I'll have to ask him the next time I see him what happened. Or he'll comment on the video, because I know he watches. Hi, Alex. So gets hit in the face on that Genesect for 150... Am I just wrong about the math? Is it not 150? Oh, he resists fighting. Never mind. I'm dumb. Yeah, he resists fighting, so he takes -30 from the... Wait, no. Does the Mew resist fighting? Yeah, I think maybe the Mew resists fighting, does it? The Mew VMAX does, in fact, resist fighting. I think the Genesect resists grass, though. Yeah, the Genesect resists grass. So this one got hit for there's 160 on it. Yeah, that's correct, because that had 10 damage on it before and got hit for 150, so it's at 160 now. Yeah, so everything's correct. So never mind, I'm just stupid. It's a running trend here. I did add a command to my Twitch channel. If you guys are watching Twitch live when I am live, go follow me if you're not already. Turn on notifications, all that good stuff. But I did add a misplay counter, so if you do ! misplay while I am live on Twitch, it will actually count up a misplay counter. It'll say something along the lines of, the chat claims that I've misplayed blank times, and the number will always go up by 1. So if I make a misplay on stream, and all, like, however many of you all hit ! misplay, you know, it'll just go up by, like, dozens at a time. I thought it would be fun. So we are Ultra Ball in here. It looks like Alex just had to pass, was not able to do anything. So I think for Alberto here, he might want to actually boss up a different Genesect this turn, would probably be the best course of action. 6. Yeah, because he's 30 short of the knockout on the active here. He's going to move the damage off of the Mew V to the Mew V Max. Again, trying to set it up for the knockout, so yeah. That's good, because you want to try to fix that math up. So it's at 160 as well. It would take 130, and then be 20 short of a knockout. So yeah, if you do the bench snipe, and then bench snipe the Mew V Max here, and then hit it with a Ting-Lu next turn, then you would knock it out. It seems like it's a hard matchup for Ting-Lu against Mew V Max, even with the ability locking. And let me just double check to make sure the Koraidon is Psychic Weak. Koraidon ES is what I just typed into Google. It is in fact Psychic Weak, and it has no resistance. And somehow I made the top bar go away. I'm gonna have to fix that after. I forgot what command key does that. So it looks like we are bossing up the Mew V now. Is that what we just did? And now we're gonna hit it and put 20 to the Genesect that has all the damage on it. I like that play. Because now you do 120 to this Mew V Max, and it's 20 away from knockout. You can use the Radiant Alakazam to finish it off on the next turn, and then you can finish off that Genesect that's on the bench with the Alakazam on the turn after that. But unfortunately, looks like Alex did get the double power tablet and is able to just Techno Blast for the knockout. So we are going to be going up a game here from Alex. So this is the final round. Alex is the only 2-0 in the room. He was actually the only 1-0 in the room. Because it's best of 3, a lot of us were tying because we all suck. I say that jokingly, but yeah, literally all of us were just having an off day except for Alex. So he's up a game in the final round. Even though he is the only senior and he is guaranteed first place in his division, he still wants to wreck house because he wants to practice for Worlds, as he should, as is his right. We are just gonna shuffle up to go to the next game. The only downside of this round timer that I have on the bottom of the screen now is that I can't really skip ahead to when the next game starts, because then that makes my timer even more inaccurate. Like, I try to start it at the right time approximately, but yeah. So. But if you guys have any other suggestions, because I did think of this round timer during the last video, I don't know why I didn't do it before, but if you guys have any other suggestions on how to improve the quality of the content here, do not feel afraid to put it down in the comment section below. Please, constructive criticism, not just tell me that my forehead looks like the bat signal, because somebody for some reason said that, and I don't think it looks like the bat signal. I don't know how it's not shaped like a bat. It's just like, my forehead's big, like, I'll give you that. But I don't know how it's shaped like a frickin' bat, man. I don't know. I don't know how anybody could think that. People are stupid on the internet, I swear to God. So we get the Battle VIP pass is going to get Koraidon Ting-Lu into play. We are going to use our trekking shoes to draw the top card of our deck. Looks like we're not going to discard it. We're just going to keep it. And now we're going to Ultra Ball. Looks like we get rid of, is that Gape Jaw Bog and Research? It would be nice to have the Gape Jaw Bog, but I think he's aware of the fact that his opponent is probably just going to Battle VIP pass all of his Pokemon into play. But if he even benches just one Genesect, that's one Genesect that would have damage counters on it from the start. So I would have liked to see the Gape Jaw Bog come into play. So hopefully he still has another one in hand that he can put down. And looks like he does, so that is awesome. And we are going to Squawk and Seize to discard our hand and draw a fresh 6. Can only do that, of course, on that first turn of the game. But looks like we are able to do it. So now we are going to Trekking Shoes, discarding a Fighting Energy, exactly what you want to see discarded. Drawing a Ting-Lu, putting an EXP share down on one of the Ting-Lu, attaching for turn, and now you can use the Koraidon's Dino Cry ability to put 2 Fighting Energy from your discard pile onto that Koraidon you just attached for turn 2. And that is completely loaded up. So the best setup that Alberto could have asked for, the only thing he would want different is maybe the Ting-Lu in the active spot instead of the Squawk ability. But of course, Alex could always just get lucky and get the first turn attack with Meloetta going here. So we do cram away a cram and then flip Tails. Very unfortunate flip there, because he could have gotten another Battle VIP pass off of that as well. But we are going to at least get the first one. Probably another Genesect as well as a Mew, I would assume, would make the most sense. If you had the second Battle VIP pass, I think I would have gone for Meloetta and another Genesect, or Meloetta and Mew would have been fine as well. Looks like we are going to go for the Iono. I don't think Alex shuffled his deck yet. Yeah, did he not shuffle? Yeah, I don't think he shuffled his deck after the deck search. I mean, I don't think it's going to be relevant to the game, but that is technically potentially an issue. Unless my brain checked out for a second. We know it did during the first round of this tournament, so. Both playing in it and commentating it. So we do get that second Battle VIP pass like we wanted, and we do go for the Genesect and Meloetta. So it makes sense. So we already attached for turn, though, to the Mew, so I don't think we're going to be able to see a Meloetta attack this turn. I would love to see that, personally. Because you could have attached for turn of a Fusion Strike Energy to the Meloetta and then used Elisa Sparkle to the Meloetta, and one of the Genesects would make the most sense. Then a switch card to switch in and just hit the Squawk ability for the knockout for 210 Melodious Echo. Because Melodious Echo does do damage based on the amount of Fusion Strike Energies you have in play, 70 damage times each. Alex is also playing the Ice Cube that does 40 damage for each Fusion Strike Energy in play, but it can do it to any one of your opponent's Pokemon, not just the active. So that could always come up in a future turn, but I don't think so. I don't think he's gonna want to set that up at all. So it uses that battle VIP pass to get out that Oricorio. To reduce that damage even more, he has the resistance plus the reduction from the Oricorio. So now I really see why he's going for the Oricorio. He's trying to make these Mew VMAXs like a 4-shot instead of a 3-shot. Basically. Actually, now that I think about it, actually, the Oricorio also reduces the bench damage. So the Ting-Lu wouldn't do any bench damage at all. That's why he's getting the Oricorio out. That makes sense. I didn't think about that. Wow, Oricorio is only a 7-cent card. Sounds about right. Looks like Alex has this Genesect in the active spot and is just gonna pass? Yeah, well, he can't attack, so that makes sense. I think maybe I would have retreated into the Oricorio and just let that take the hit, because its ability would still work to prevent the 20 to the bench. And it looks like Alberto is going to go for the Iono. He's going to be looking for the Hawlucha this turn. He did discard one with the Squawk and Seize on turn 1. He should be playing at least 2 Hawlucha in the deck, though. So if he does find it, he will be able to bench it this turn and put 10 damage counters on each of those benched Genesect. And we finally see a Gutsy Pickaxe hit. The last one didn't, but this one did. So we are going to put an energy to that Ting-Lu that's on the bench with the EXP share. A third Gutsy Pickaxe, but that is a fail as well. So you'll love to see the Gutsy Pickaxe hitting. Oh yeah, and it's really funny, that Gape-Draw Bog was in play for all of Alex's turn, but every one of his Pokemon that came into play came out of the deck. Like, straight from the deck into play. I don't think he... I think he might have benched the... Did he bench the Oricorio from hand? If he did, that should have taken 20 from the Gape-Draw Bog. But I do know for a fact that all of the other ones came into play from the Battle VIP pass, I'm pretty sure. But we are going to see the Switch card is going to move that Meloetta into the Mew. Or the Genesect into the Mew. And we are going to see a Judge as well. So we're going to limit Alberto to a 4-card hand. I don't think that matters too much for him. He pretty much has everything he wants already in play. He has the Ting-Lu with 3 energy. He has got his other Ting-Lu with 2 energy. This Squawk ability is probably just going to go down now. So, I don't think the hand matters too much, at least at the moment. I think the only thing that he could really ask for is boss's orders to bring up Genesects. Or to bring up that Oricorio, because not doing the 20 to the bench does actually matter quite a bit. So, we are gonna Ultra Ball here. Also, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, Did Alberto put the Gape-Draw Bog down and then not damage his own Pokemon when he benched them? Because I don't think he benched every... Or no, he VIP passed for them. That's right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he VIP passed for all of them. There's just so much going on in Pokemon games, it's hard to keep track of everything. It's easier for me to keep track of what has and has not been used when I'm in the game. But it's easier for me to realize what the correct play is when I'm not in the game. Which is just it's just a funny thing. So it looks like we are just going to copy Techno Blast with our Cross Fusion Strike. Cross Fusion Strike allowing Mew VMAX to copy any of those Fusion Strike Pokemon's attacks. And the Genesect allowing it to hit for 210, minus 20 because of the double turbo energy is 190. More than enough to knock out that 160 HP Squawkabilly and take the first 2 prizes of this game. We are going to see the Trekking Shoes here is going to try to dig a little bit deeper for Alberto here. And again, I think that we're just looking for the boss's orders. Just bring up either a Genesect or the Oricorio. Either knock out the Oricorio so that you can do bench damage in future turns, or you bring up the Genesect and just pile drive it with the Ting-Lu. So yeah, that Oricorio is a bit of an issue here. I also think you're looking for that Hawlucha still to be able to bench that and then put 10 damage counters onto 2 of the other Genesects. So looks like we did get the boss's orders. We are able to bring up the Genesect, and we are just going to hit it. And yeah, all of your Fusion Strike Pokemon take 20 less damage from attacks from your opponent's Pokemon after applying weakness and resistance. You cannot apply more than 1 Lesson in Zeal ability at a time. So yeah, the Oricorio does prevent that bench damage. So yeah, that Genesect should not have 20 on it. At least to my understanding. Because it doesn't say your active Pokemon takes 20 less. It says all of your Fusion Strike Pokemon take 20 less damage from attacks. Or is it? No. I'm sorry. The Ting-Lu is damage counters, isn't it? Yeah, it is damage counters. Yeah. Yeah, the Ting-Lu does 150 and then put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So that does go around Lesson in Zeal from the Oricorio. Learn something new every day. Yeah, I didn't realize that it did damage counters. I thought it did 20 damage. That was a misunderstanding from me. So that makes the card a lot better than I thought it was, in all honesty. So we're just using some Genesects here. We're getting some Fusion Strike energies on them so that we can use their abilities. Seems pretty good to me. I think that was an Elisa Sparkle that did that while I was looking up the Ting-Lu. Got about 18.5 minutes left on the timer. So we should see a conclusion to this game, but I don't know if we'll be able to see a full game 3. Again, games in this format just take so long. So, it looks like we are going for a double power tablet turn. But we did use... Okay, we switched. I was gonna say, I'm like, didn't we cross Fusion Strike last turn? But it looks like he must have switched out of it. Oh yeah, because the Genesect was in the active spot. That's right. So the Genesect went back to the bench. The Mew came up, and then we cross Fusion Strike. So yeah, Alberto reset the effect of cross Fusion Strike, reset the effect of Techno Blast for Alex by using that boss's orders effectively. But, I mean, Alex could have always retreated and then played the switch card, and he'd be in the same spot. So, Alberto at least tried by using the boss's orders. Every time I try to use the boss stall on a Genesect, it never works out for me. So, puts 1 damage counter from the Genesect to the Oricorio to try to shut it off. And now we're going to hit the active for 120 because of resistance. And 20 to the other Genesect that does not have the Fusion Strike energy. So now Alex only has access to 2 of these. And if Alex wants to win, I think the best course of action is to just have 1 more switch card and a boss's orders to bring up the Koraidon. Because again, that is Psychic Weak. You can just easily knock it out with a cross Fusion Strike. Looks like we are going to go for the Escape Rope. That will bring this Mew VMAX back up after we free retreated it into the Meloetta, because Mew VMAX, of course, has no retreat cost. And it looks like we don't have the boss's orders, because I'm sure that Alex would have already slapped that down hard on the table if he had access to it. Looks like we are considering attaching an energy for turn. I think you put it to the other Genesect or to the Oricorio. Yeah, that Genesect's fine for the attachment. And then we're going to Lost Vacuum. So yeah, we're thinning out the hand as far as we possibly can, so we can use those 2 Genesects that currently have their ability. Or no, all 3 Genesects have their abilities online because the Ting-Lu is not in the active spot. So I would say use the one with the double turbo first, in case you do, like, play another escape rope or something. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. So we do get 1 power tablet. We're going to draw some other cards here. Again, thinning out our hand as much as we can to try to find that boss's orders. We do get a Elisa Sparkle. We could Sparkle again to put a Fusion Strike Energy onto the Genesect and to the Oricorio to reactivate both of their abilities if both of those Fusion Strike Energies are in deck. But it looks like there is 1 in hand. We already attached the double turbo for turn. So a little bit unfortunate of a draw there. We're going to use the Elisa Sparkle. We're going to target 2 Pokemon. Looks like we're going to target the Meloetta. I think it would have been better to just choose the Oricorio to put its ability back online. But we do get the Fusion Strike Energy, so this is actually somewhat relevant, is that if he attaches the other Fusion Strike Energy for turn to this other Genesect, the one that has the double turbo, it can actually attack now. It can Techno Blast for itself with 1 more Fusion Strike Energy, because the Fusion Strike Energy is a rainbow energy. So that 2 of those would fulfill the 2 metal cost, and then the double turbo, since it's 2 colorless, would fulfill the last 1 colorless in its attack cost. So it looks like we are going to Pal Pad. I think you Pal Pad in whatever boss's orders you have left in deck, and if you don't have that many, you just go for Iono and Judge, which it looks like we are going to do. I'm not sure if Iono is the best here, because you are at 2 remaining prize cards, and Alberto has not taken a single one yet. He's done quite a lot of damage to the board, but he's not taken a prize card yet. And now we can use our last Genesect to draw 1 more card. Looks like it's the Ice Skew, so we're not seeing exactly what we want to see. Oh, we're copying Melodious Echo. We haven't been using, or at least last turn, maybe. Or no, we just put the Mew. Getting all confused here. We just retreated the Mew. We used the escape rope to put the Mew back in the active. So we reset our ability to attack from the Cross Fusion Strike Techno Blast last turn. Now we're going to copy Melodious Echo because we have 3 Fusion Strike Energies in play because we do 210. And that allows the Mew VMAX to still attack next turn without having to look for another switch card. We actually do 240 because of the... Well, no, we do 220 because of the double turbo and the power tablet. And we are at about 12.5 minutes left in the clock. So again, don't really think there is enough time for a game 3 here, if Alberto is able to pull this out. But he is behind 5 prize cards right now. Still doesn't even have a way through this 1 Mew VMAX in the active spot. So all that he can do right now is attack with the Ting-Lu, do 120 to the Mew, and then it looks like he's going to do 20 to the Genesect with all the damage on it. I think that's fine. That makes sense. And then all that Alex needs to do, I mean, he should feel fine just using Melodious Echo again, putting the damage on the Ting-Lu, and then... because if he doesn't get the boss's orders for the knockout this turn, he can still just do the he can do Techno Blast or Melodious Echo to the active, but it looks like, so he attaches the last Fusion Strike Energy from his hand to the Genesect, and he's playing Iono. If he uses Melodious Echo right now, he does 280 minus 20 from the double turbo, is 260, which is 20 more than he needs to knock out the Ting-Lu in the active spot. So I think Alex is tunneling much like I do most of the time. And he's still digging for the boss's orders for the Koraidon, but I don't think he realizes that he just has game on board. And I think Alberto's probably sitting there pretty like, oh yeah, he doesn't see that he has the game. Now I can just get around this. But yeah, I think Alberto will want to, like, he'll probably, like, if he had taken damage on the Ting-Lu, he could retreat into the Koraidon, attach an energy, and then knock out the Mew VMAX, and just hope that the Technoblast doesn't take the knockout, but we do have the Choice Belt on there. So I think this is, like, kind of a checkmate position to Alberto anyway, even if Alex misplays this turn. But yeah, he has 4 Fusion Strike energies in play, so just Melodious Echo for 260. And knock out the 240 HP Ting-Lu and take your one last prize card. But yeah, he's still digging for the boss's orders. What are you doing, bud? Alright, so he's retreating and using Technoblast with the Genesect. My lord. Yeah, he didn't use Technoblast on his last turn. He used Melodious Echo, right? Because he tapped the Meloetta when he did the attack. So maybe that's what he's thinking. Maybe he's thinking that he used Technoblast on his last turn, but I'm pretty sure he used the Melodious Echo. So he should have been able to just attack again with the Mew VMAX, but that's probably what his thought process was at this point. But even still, again, he's so far ahead, there's no way that Mew VMAX goes down. Even if Alberto gets everything he possibly could, we just see a retreat back into the Mew VMAX and taking a knockout on any of the Pokemon that Alberto will possibly have in the active position, and it will be the game. Yeah, so Alberto has one more turn than he actually should have. Yeah, it's so funny. This is the exact type of play I would make. I mean, I've been in the finals of a League Cup. In game 1, I forget that I can use Night Spear on my Darkrai to do the last 30 damage I need to a bench Pokemon in order to take the last 2 prizes. But I instead try to dig for like a, I think it was like a Lysander to bring it back up or something and use Dark Pulse or whatever. And I just was like short in energy or whatever. And then I ended up losing the game on the next turn. So then I had to 2-0 him after that. I won games 2 and 3 pretty easily. I was really mad because I think that was my first League Cup. No, that was my second League Cup finals. It's the first one where I actually played the finals is what it was. So I earned my first champion mat, the Burning Shadows Ho-Oh GX mat. I have that on my wall. I have all my champion mats on the wall. I am moving. I'm in the process of moving. And I was able to secure myself some more playmat top loaders so I can put all of my like winning playmats up on the wall. I have a top 8 ARG mat. I have a first place ARG mat. Not from a circuit series, from one of their like store championship things. Looks like we are retreating into the Koraidon, or switch carding into the Koraidon. Healing some damage off there, right? And then putting the EXP share down and just attacking with the Koraidon, but then the Mew comes up. If you take that knockout, the Mew comes up and then just hits you for weakness and wins Alex the game. Because again, he is at 1 prize card remaining. And it looks like he goes boss's orders for the Ting-Lu and takes the knockout. But yeah, again, you hit for weakness on the Koraidon, so you didn't even have to go for the boss. So, I don't know, maybe he was memeing and styling or something on him, but I hope you guys enjoyed. Do not forget to comment, like, and subscribe, all that good stuff up above. And we will see you guys next time for hopefully more tournament action. I think these videos will last me until my next League Cup, and I got pseudo permission to get there. It's a very small store, and I normally don't record there, but I think we're gonna have room for me to record there. But we'll see. So, as always, and again, make sure you guys follow the Twitch, because I have streamed a couple of times recently, and I plan on doing it a lot more often, because I could really use more practice just grinding PTCGL, and it gives me more of a reason, too, if I have people in the chat to interact with and tell me when I play bad. So, we'll see you guys next time.